Hi there, this is Gina from hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, here to help you answer this simple question. Should you go see The Company Men? Well, how depressed do you want to be? Let's just say I wouldn't recommend a double feature with The Rabbit Hole. This is a story about layoffs. All of these men work for a company, GTX Transportation Systems. Times are different now. They're worried about their stockholders more, and they're worried about their stock points, and so they're doing layoffs in hope that it will make the stock numbers go up. You get to see how layoffs affect different levels of workers. Ben Affleck's character, Bobby Walker, is like a major sales associate something, and he's making over $100,000 a year, has a big old house, his wife doesn't have to work, they've got kids, and bam, he's done. And he has to be going through the interviewing process, and he's the first one to go, like in the first couple minutes of the movie. And so the whole movie is like him going to those offices where it's just all people trying to get a new job, going through like little classes and little like, yay, like confidence boosting seminars. You have another guy, Phil Woodward, who is played by Chris Cooper, who appears to be like in charge of a department of the business. Tommy Lee Jones at the top. He was in charge of the whole shipbuilding section of the company. They're kind of richer, richest in terms of luxuries that they have in their lives and how difficult it is for them to find a new job because they have all these standards of living and their wives expect things. You just kind of need the first 10 minutes of the movie and the last 10 minutes of the movie. Everything else that happens in between is just... I don't know how many people can relate to these characters, honestly. I mean, are there that many, like, high-level white-collar workers out there who want to go see this movie and be like, yeah, it would be really rough if I had to, like, sell my Porsche? This movie just basically tells a story without ever taking a stand. It clearly is not trying to blame the financial crisis. The time period that this movie takes place in was a time where the opposite is happening. You know, people were actually getting rid of buildings and things that the company owned before laying off people instead of the reverse. This movie's been pushed back a number of times too, so I'm not sure if they were just waiting for the most relevant time to release it or what. It was so predictable. Everything was totally telegraphed way in advance. There are no surprises. Kevin Costner plays a blue-collar brother of Ben Affleck's wife who, you know, they kind of butt heads sometimes over the Thanksgiving table about, oh, you're sending jobs overseas, ha ha ha, just making random comments. And every character is a type. They're not a person. They're just a type. And Ben Affleck's wife is like a magical angel. She does exactly what you should do in the situation, but what I feel like very few people would actually have the guts to do. And I kind of admire her character for that, even if I don't feel like that would ever happen in real life. Maggie Walker, Bobby's wife, is played by Rosemarie DeWitt. Maria Bello is in this movie. She plays Sally Wilcox, who is Tommy Lee Jones's mistress and the instrument of torture throughout the company as she's the one performing all the layoffs. This is not Up in the Air. This movie feels like it wanted to jump off of that vein and Up in the Air. Up in the Air was great because you cared about those people. They were so well developed and the story, it was all about people. This movie is all about types and situations, and it's just, even though the situation is bad, it's not as emotional for me because I don't really feel anything with the characters. I just was not impressed at all with this movie. The end. So that's my take on The Company Men. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. For more reviews and to find out about free contest giveaways, go to hauntedflowerreviews.com. My reviews are also available as a podcast on iTunes. Search for Haunted Flower Reviews and subscribe and leave us feedback and comments. Our store is hauntedflower.com, where we specialize in fantastic licensed apparel from movies, TV shows, video games, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower and Twitter at haunted_flower. If you're local to the Indianapolis area, visit indiemojo.com for details on how you can win free screening passes.